Somebody predicted BTS's success? I just faked the intro. I hope you know that. Let's get back to the video. Let's go. This video is brought to you by Sebastian's Patreon. Hey, sorry not sorry to bother you, but I have something very, very important to tell you. As you know, I have a Patreon, and now it's being upgraded per se. It's thick now, like Wano thick. There are now 3 tiers. I'll put the descriptions of all the tiers on the screen. Pause if you would like to read it. It's time to lock in, and by lock in, I mean every week we'll have a post. I'm just saying, if I was you, I would definitely go over to the Patreon and check it out because I'm giving back. So, yeah. If you would like to support the channel and the community, head over to my Patreon and tell me how you like it. Thank you for everything. Now, let's get back to the video. Hey, yo, what? On who? Oh, this is beautiful.
BTS is now a global phenomenon, but 5 years ago, when a popular Penn State University sociology professor predicted they would take over the world, not all of his students were convinced. Today, Dr. Sam Richards could be considered a visionary, someone who understood the potential of Korea in areas such as global culture, education, and even in the areas of climate change. On this episode, our globalist is Dr. Sam Richards, who talks about why the world is fascinated about Korea and what else Korea has to offer.
In that little box, it said it was Squid Game, BTS, and Blackpink.
Outstanding Education Schools program. You can't say that. WPSU, Penn State.
This is the conversation. We're talking about skin. Skin, look.
Black, white, brown, politics,
poverty, gender roles,
culture,
religion,
love,
society, sexuality, everything.
For 35 years? Oh, that's a long time. Huh.
If you don't know things like who these guys are, you're not going to compete in the world that is emerging.
What? How?
Korean culture, this wave, Hallyu, is much more like a tsunami because it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yo, who gave him the codes to life? Like, how did you know this? Okay, Sam. All right, let's go.
Welcome, Dr. Richards, to The Globalists.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I'm honored to be here.
We are very honored happy to have you here. Let's start off with BTS. 5 years ago, I mean, I saw one of your lectures in terms of 5 years ago, you noticed BTS, which was a relatively early aspect.
Yeah, very much so.
Of BTS. What did you see in BTS at the time?
So I'm a musician. I started playing drums when I was 12, and I'm an amateur ethnomusicologist. So I listen to music from all over the world, including K-pop. I've been listening to K-pop for 20 years. And I was waiting for a K-pop group that was going to really explode onto the global stage. You know, so back in the day, Girls' Generation, I mean, there were different bands that I thought, okay, this is going to be big, but they never were in somewhere like the United States. And then one day, that one morning, I woke up and I heard on the BBC that the BTS broke the 24-hour download record that was set by Taylor Swift. And I sat up in bed and I said, this is it, this is the band. And I had heard of BTS. I'm sure I had listened to BTS. But I went into class that day and I said, okay, now this is it, get ready.
So, dude, 45 million in 24 hours. Taylor Swift's record was like 43 and a half. How many have never heard of this band?
45.
Never heard of them.
Jesus Christ.
You want to know who these guys are.
Oh my God.
BTS is the band, and you're going to know them. Your parents will know them. Your grandparents will know them. Going to be the biggest pop group probably in the world.
But at that lecture, you said that when you asked your students how many knew about BTS, only 5 raised their hand.
Yeah, 5 or 6 or 7 or something, and nobody did. But you know, a year later, I asked the same question, and about 2/3 of the class raised their hand.
Hey, that's insane. What? Oh, well, I thought that, wait. Hey, Slim, I thought they came to the lecture hall. I was about to say, wait, huh? Nah, real shit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say, yeah. Yeah, BTS is the biggest boy band ever. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. I think people will come close, but nah. Nah, this is insane. This is insane. Holy shit.
And that's how quickly BTS swept through. Yeah.
So, you know, have you heard the fact that BTS is now going to the military? I mean, their fans, although they respect that decision, are heartbroken. I mean, do you think that will have an influence on Korea's cultural influence in the world?
Well, you know, I'm careful about wading into anything related to the Army. Because the
BTS fan club, the Army.
The Army.
Not where they're heading.
No, not where they're heading. Because one never knows what you might say that would disrupt the Army or anger them. But there's a degree to which, from the outside, many people associate Hallyu and the Korean wave with BTS, and in some ways only with BTS. So there are 2 things, right? One is that for BTS to not get an exemption and to join the Army like all other Korean young men, it really reflects the communitarian-oriented kind of moral space here in Korea. That you know, you do things for the community. This isn't just about individual power and money and so on. So it's a reflection of that, and also it breaks the spell that Hallyu and the wave is really about BTS, because it's not. It's about Korea, and there are so many pieces of this wave that lots of people don't see. And so I think, for me, I think it's a really good thing.
So it's a positive in a long-term view of the aspect of Korean culture in the world?
This shit
from
fire.
a wider perspective. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, this Hallyu thing is fire. This shit is fire. Like this whole thing that's going on is so fire. I love it.
But there seems to be a view both in Korea and outside of Korea that BTS and other bands like them, K-pop, is a young, teeny bopper kind of band, not to be taken seriously, and it would be a fad that passes. What do you think? It's not
a phase, Mom.
I was at KCON in LA, and I went to my first K-pop concert. And first off, at KCON in general, I was surprised at the range of ages of people.
I want to go to KCON.
And I was one of the oldest people there, but there were many, many people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And at the concert, I had my phone less focused on the stage and more focused on people around me and just taking video of all the fans and how diverse the fandom is. And so I don't think it's just for young people. I mean, this is really good music, and people are enjoying it, in the same way that rock and roll was, the foundation if we go back to the 60s and 70s, the foundation is young people. Many, many people were listening to rock and roll and other genres of music.
When you look at Hallyu, and you look at some Hallyu that is, of course, represented by BTS, but is actually, it's a wave. It's a much wider wave than BTS. What is the...
Sir, can you please... Yo, go somewhere. Go somewhere, go. You tripping, go somewhere. You tripping, god damn. Sorry, look at what the fuck he did to the bone. This nigga is tripping. Oh my god. I'm sorry. He was just chewing it. Oh,
the essence of
so
Hallyu.
sorry.
What is the main attraction of Hallyu to an outside world?
All the pieces of Hallyu, of the wave, they all have unique Korean inflections on them. Not trying to be something for the rest of the world. It's like, no, we're going to do it the Korean way. And that is very unique in that sense, right? That they hold the Korean way, but put it out into the world. Now, mind you, when I think about K-pop, for example, K-pop is very much a mixture of lots of different genres of music, right? And so Korea's put their own spin on it, but in putting their own spin on it, it just becomes something that the world has never really seen or heard before in that way. And I think it's very similar with K-drama and K-film and just the nature of the storytelling that is done.
But the criticism, K-pop.
I love the storytelling of like K-dramas and like K-movies and stuff. Hey man, listen.
Gets is that it is very cookie cutter. I mean, it's like something you would make in a factory, that all the K-pop groups sort of sound the same, and they are, you know, all trained in the same way. And you know, there have been many stories about this kind of factory-driven K-pop. What do you think?
Well, you know, when I was at KCON LA, I mean, I wasn't even certain when the bands left the stage. And if I wasn't watching, I wouldn't know that we changed groups. So the cookie cutter piece to it. And I think for K-pop to continue, it's going to have to evolve in some ways, because that's going to go away. The world's going to get tired of the same type of band. And the world, at some point in time, people around the world are not going to accept it. And what the people will turn their attention to is some new genre of music that is really a new kind of mixture. And maybe it comes out of Nigeria, or maybe it comes out of Turkey or Russia or somewhere. I don't know where it would come, but and that's going to be difficult, because there's an entire industry that is built around producing these bands in this music. And it's really going to be difficult for dynamic ideas around the edges to get back to the center.
Well, Korea's pretty good at that, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know? Well, if we move away from K-pop,
hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy. I'm happy about this. I love. You know, honestly, as crazy and as American I do sound sometimes, I love this. I love this. I love this so much. I love different cultures. I love all that shit. This Hallyu thing. I love it, and I just want to see everything. I just want to see everything. And the thing is, now that I'm becoming a movie buff and I'm starting to actually like watch shows and shit, y'all be surprised how much y'all and like this K-pop thing has like warped my life. I'm actually watching shows and movies and shit now. It's beautiful. I love it. And I still can't believe who gave him the codes to life, because how the hell do you even predict that? I just can't believe it.